This is TradeFlow News, bringing you relevant news and insights from around the world. TradeFlow News, enabling trade for SMEs and economies worldwide.
These are some of the key topics that we will be looking into in today's program.
First, let's take a look at the overnight headlines which are impacting the commodity markets. U.S. crude stocks rose surprisingly in the last week, and stocks at the key inventory hub were also higher, a bit of a salve for the U.S. oil market that has become increasingly concerned about low inventories. Crude inventories rose by 4.3 million barrels in the week to March 11 to 415.9 million barrels, the U.S. Energy Information Administration said, compared with analysts' expectations in a Reuters poll for a 1.4 million barrel drop. In addition, crude stocks at the Cushing, Oklahoma, delivery hub rose by 1.8 million barrels, AIA said, to 24 million barrels. Some analysts have said that the recent disruption on the Marathon pipeline could have caused barrels to back up into Cushing.
Oil markets could lose 3 million barrels per day, BPD, of Russian crude and refined products from April, the International Energy Agency, IEA, said on Wednesday, exceeding the 1 million BPD per day demand drop high prices are expected to cause. The Paris-based watchdog said sanctions and buyer reluctance to purchase Russian crude were pushing up oil prices in a way that would hit personal budgets, drive up inflation, which has already hit multi-decade highs, and undercut economic recovery. The impact of loftier prices for oil and other commodities will increase inflation, reduce household purchasing power, and are likely to trigger policy reactions from central banks worldwide, with a strong negative impact on growth.
Moving on to the top news in the energy sector.
India's gasoline and gasoil sales rose above pre-COVID levels of 2019 in the first half of March, preliminary data released on Wednesday showed, as consumers and dealers topped tanks ahead on likelihood of a fuel price hike after March 10. State-controlled retailers sold 3.53 million tons of gasoil from March 1 to 15, up 32.8% from a month earlier. Sales of gasoline were 1.24 million tons, up 18.8%. Bharat Petroleum Corp Chairman A.K. Singh said, 20% minus 25% demand increase was due to customers and dealers buying more anticipating price rise.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson met the de facto leaders of Gulf oil exporters Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates on Wednesday on a visit aimed at securing oil supplies and raising pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin over Ukraine. Johnson's office said that in his meeting with Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the British Prime Minister stressed the need to work together to stabilize global energy markets. He then flew to Riyadh and met Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman for talks which were also attended by the kingdom's energy minister.
Next, we have the top news in metal markets.
The European Union will increase tariffs on stainless steel products from India and Indonesia after determining they benefited from unfair subsidies, including some from China under its Belt and Road Investment Programme. The European Commission, which conducted the investigation, has set the anti-subsidy duties on stainless steel cold-rolled flat products at rates of between 4.3% and 21.4%, the EU official journal said on Wednesday. They will add to anti-dumping tariffs already in place. Indonesia's IRNC faces a new tariff of 21.4%, bringing the overall rate, including anti-dumping duties, to 30.7%.
The London Metal Exchange had hoped to get the global market for nickel motoring again on Wednesday after a week in limbo. It didn't work out as planned. The world's oldest metals exchange was forced to halt trading on its electronic system within a minute of opening due to a technical glitch, and when it resumed in the afternoon there were very few trades. The shambolic reopening piled more pressure on the LME, which is already facing a hail of criticism for suspending the market after a wild spike in prices last week left some traders facing billions of dollars in losses. We will now look at the top news in the agricultural sector. India is rolling out measures to help the country become a major exporter of high-quality wheat as importers scramble for supplies after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, two government sources said. Steps to be implemented over about 2 weeks include ensuring government-approved laboratories test the quality of wheat for export, making extra rail wagons available for transport, and working with port authorities to give priority to wheat exports, the sources said. India, the world's biggest wheat producer after China, has been pursuing deals to export wheat and take advantage of surplus stocks at home and a sharp rise in global prices.
That is all for today's news on commodity markets. Stay tuned to TradeFlow News as we continue to provide you with more updates. We also invite you to follow us on Twitter at TradeFlow News, which allows you to watch our program on your mobile device or desktop to receive information from there.